from the 120 cars that will qualify through heat races to try to make it into the 27th annual World 100. Over 39 states and 3 countries represented here at Eldora Speedway this weekend, and over 30,000 fans on hand, a capacity crowd. I'm waiting to get along with Barry Boyd, and Barry, I'll tell you what, you look around the facility here and there's not an empty seat in the house. There's not a fan that's hardly sitting right now.
Wayne, we've really had to work this weekend because last night is the first night that we have seen this place packed during qualifications, and it's just amazing that the number of people and cars here, and all these heats are going to be extremely competitive as the best of the best is here, and only 3 will advance from heat race number 1, and there's some good cars in this one.
Okay.
And, if you were out of the 16s last night, you didn't make the cut.
That's absolutely right. Some good cars have not made the cut. We'll follow more on that as we go through the night's racing, but the competitors in heat race number 1, all 20 cars are on the track right now, Barry.
Lineup for tonight's first heat will be Matt Miller in the 7 car, Jack Hewitt in the 63. Row 2 will be the 17M of Dale McDowell, the B4 of Jack Boggs, the 6M of Wendell Wallace. Row 4, Joel Kreiderman in the 51, Bob Pierce, Kyle Coolwan in the 32. Row 5, Randall Chubb in the 114, the 12S of Terry Ralph. And row 6 will be the 71 of Don O'Neill, the 48 of Charlie Fisher. Row 7, the 1C car of Eddie Carrier Sr. races out of Hazard, Kentucky. The outside of him will be Gusty Christenbury in the C3. Row 8 will be Jay Johnson in the 5 car, and alongside him will be the Lightning Rod, Rodney Combs in the 5 car. And row 9, the 18 car of Steve Landrum, the T20 of Josh Tarter, 15 of Rush Shetler, and the 31A of Adam Stevens, who races out of Portsmouth, Ohio, will make up our first heat. And pace laps are underway, and Wayne, there's some good cars in this one. Scott Bloomquist, we might mention, set a new track record here at Eldora last night.
New World 100 record.
World 100, yeah. As he turned at 15.858. We had 2 cars under the 16 mark last night as Rick Eckert. Also, Rick turned a 15.962. But the new World 100 record was crowds on their feet.
I would estimate over 35,000 fans here, and they're ready for the first laps of racing for the 1997, the 27th annual World 100. $30,000 will be awarded to one driver here to make it through the feature race tonight.
Well, the lines are still backed up, people trying to get in, and there's just, I don't know. Do you see any place to put them?
We're getting ready to go green.
We are going green as Matt Miller will start them. Top 3 will advance to tonight's feature.
Miller got a good jump there, Wayne. Miller pulls out. Now we got a car in the wall. That looks like the 32 car. Or check that. 12 car into the wall, I believe. 12S of Terry's Group. Caution does not come out.
Still running, so they did not throw the caution.
Now the 63 car Buick bounces off the wall.
He gets into Bloomquist.
Now the caution will come out. We've got cars turned sideways all down the back straightaway, but we've got a car in the wall in turn number 2.
Doesn't look like as if Bloomquist's car is damaged, but he was caught up in that. And we do know that the one down here, as soon as we can get the number on that between turns 1 and 2, heavy damage to that car. And what's smoke coming out? That's Randall Chubb smoking.
I'm sure Randall Chubb's got some
he's got something rubbing.
Sheet metal rubbing the tire. For your senior. 9.
Good cars up there in front, though, and only 3 wheel transfer.
They're on the gas as they go down the back straightaway, and Wendell Wallace has lost a couple of spots already. Wendell Wallace fell asleep on the restart. straightaway, but I think Scott Bloomquist in the third place is gaining on him.
McDowell putting a lot of pressure right now. Matt Miller, he's about to pick him off.
They come through 3 and 4, and McDowell pulls all alongside of him, coming out of 4 down the front straightaway. Miller leads the lap, followed by McDowell, Scott Bloomquist, Jack Boss, and Wendell Wallace.
Bloomquist had to check up there, Wayne, and here comes Boggs after him.
For the lead, Bloomquist took a look underneath McDowell.
Bloomquist, when he dives underneath McDowell, he's having to check.
Caution is out as the 51 car of Joel Kratterman sits in the entrance of turn number 3.
He smacked the wall pretty good over there.
I think after the restart, Kratterman was having his problems, and he ends up against the wall there in turn 3.
We'll see if Matt Miller gets the good jump that he has gotten prior on the 2 prior starts.
We certainly do have a 28 out there. We'll have to check that.
Steve Landrum can see them all as he's at the rear of the field in the 18 Synergy car. Another good start, but this time Bloomquist is not going to let them get away from him.
7 car Matt Miller pulls out to about a 3-4 car length lead, and it's a battle for second there between Dale McDowell and Scott Bloomquist at the high.
Boggs is putting a lot of pressure on Bloomquist now. Bloomquist throws it into 3 extremely hard. He may have McDowell cleared. McDowell's going to hold him off. Boggs is looking to slide underneath Bloomquist. He's got him.
Jack Boggs takes over the 3rd spot. Bloomquist pulls back alongside of him coming into turn number 4, and is Boggs currently in 3rd. Bloomquist in 4th.
Wasn't that a beautiful move by Boggs?
Well, I think Bloomquist tried to make the move underneath McDowell coming out of 4, and he lost ground on it, and that allowed Boggs to catch up with him.
Boggs is flying now, Wayne. He's right up on McDowell.
Halfway, it is Miller, McDowell, Jack Boggs, Scott Bloomquist,
Wendell Wallace.
then Bob Pierce, Don O'Neill, Eddie Carrier battling now with Don O'Neill for the 7th spot.
Real battle between Dale McDowell and Jack Boggs for that 2nd spot. Top 3 will transfer.
Of course, Scott Bloomquist, as a fast qualifier, is guaranteed a starting position. He is currently in 4th right now.
Boggs is getting into 3 and 4.
Now Scott Bloomquist nearly hits the wall. Battle is for second. Now see some smoke coming out of the 4 car of Boggs.
I believe, Wayne, that may have been the 17 of McDowell. Let's watch him through the turns. I think McDowell is the one that smoke coming off of.
Well, the 2 cars were running pretty close. Boggs has backed off a little bit. Thought maybe he had some problems there. Scott Bloomquist has gone into the pits.
Yeah, he doesn't want any more of this. That is McDowell.
Okay, coming from the 17 car, Dale McDowell. See if he can hold on for 2nd spot.
Boggs is going to pick him off, Wayne, I think. Oh, Boggs taps the wall in 3.
17 cars blown up now. Dale McDowell is on the white flag lap. I don't know if he can make it around for another turn or not. Goes down the back straightaway. Miller going into 3. McDowell may be able to hold on.
He has blown
Strong cloud of smoke.
And he's going to get that spot.
It is Matt Miller Miller, Jack Boggs, Matt Miller, Dale McDowell, and Jack Boggs, top 4. Eddie Carrier spins over in turn number 3 after the crosses line, after he finishes about 8th, I think.
The big question, Wayne, is Dale McDowell going to be able to go?
I think McDowell could probably do enough work on that.
Okay, Mike Jewell on the pole, Wade Knowles to the outside. Dan Schlipper will run third. Ronnie Johnson in this one. Chattanooga Flash will start to the outside row 2. Jimmy Mars, who won the Dream here earlier. Rick Eckert, he turned a 15.962 last night. Roger Best, Rod Conley will be in this heat. Joe Izzo, H.E. Vineyard, Sean Holliday, who races out of Portsmouth in the 66 car. Gary Stuhler, the Beast from the East, in the 19 car. The 3 car of Rick DeLong, the 32R of Jim Rarick, the 21 of Lane Meyer, the B1 of David Burks, the 90 of Lance Mathis, the 33 of Steve Russell, the 1 of Vic Hill, the 81 of Jeff Mount. And Wayne, that's a good indication. Some of these guys we haven't seen, and we've been to practically all the tracks. A lot of these guys from up north down here.
Yeah, a lot of cars from Illinois and Michigan on hand, more so than what you normally see here.
Most I've seen from Michigan.
That's the most cars they've ever had at the racetrack here for a World 100. 240 cars on hand. Half of them going home, though, unable to run, unable to make the field. And probably be a pretty good race out of those other 120.
Hey, Jimmy Mars in that 28 car is for real. As we saw him win the Dream here in June.
He qualified 8th with a 16.124.
He'll be running right alongside Rick Eckert. Rick Eckert, he turned a 15.962. So, just some of the names in this one to look at. Wade Knowles, Ronnie Johnson, Jimmy Mars, Rick Eckert, Joe Izzo. Hey, there's a Gary Stuhler, a lot of good cars.
Well, the indicator for that is 6th qualifier, and of course they do invert the field, and Miller didn't have too many problems winning that first heat race, and he had some of the toughest cars in the country running behind him. We're getting ready to go to green.
Lineup set, they're tightened in, and
Mike Jewell and Wade Knowles on the front row.
Pace cars off. Mike Jewell will start them out of turn number 4.
Jewell takes the point. Ronnie Johnson's picked up a couple of spots there. He falls in behind Wade Knowles in 3rd spot.
Rick Eckert got out of shape there and brought it back under control. Johnson is trying to get through there. Man, is he moving.
We're now going to have a start. They throw the caution.
And record must be debris.
I'm not sure if it's debris or they didn't like
down
it.
here.
Okay,
Sean Holliday banked up over here.
Yes, down to the low side of the track there on the back straightaway.
66 of Sean Holliday.
And it looks like the B1 of Dave Burks down there.
So they got together on lap number 1.
And Holliday looks to have some substantial damage. Burks has got front end damage in the left front quarter panel. Holliday goes into the pits. Sean Holliday damage to the left rear of the car near the left rear tire.
You've never been to Eldora. When you come up here, it's a war.
Well, you're going at it.
So Sean Holliday, we can scratch him as he gets banged in turn 2.
That puts Dave Burks to the rear of the field.
That's who he tangled with, was Burks.
We're getting ready to go back to green. Knowles and Mike Jewell take off coming out of turn number 4.
Going to lose a spot if he doesn't get on that throttle. Now he does, as he's diving underneath Ronnie Johnson.
Coming by the first lap, Wade Knowles leads it. Mike Jewell 2nd. And it's Ronnie Johnson and Rick Eckert side by side. Jimmy Mars in 5th as they pass under the flag stand, going now to the back.
3 wide, 4 wide.
Ronnie Johnson trying to get underneath Mike Jewell. He does it. Johnson moves up to second. Eckert follows him into third spot. Now Jimmy Mars trying to come around. He takes over fourth.
With that racing, Wayne, that's let Wade Knowles check out. But here comes Johnson and Eckert.
Jimmy Mars now trying to pick up some ground on Eckert running through the low portion of the racetrack.
He's going to look underneath Johnson. Can't clear him. He's got his hands full with Jimmy Mars. Looks at him again in turn 3. When we got one into the wall, he saves it down here in 4.
That's 19 car Gary Stewart. He had been racing with a 71R of Rod Conley for the 7th spot. Conley takes it over. Now Conley working for the 6th. But back up front, we've got Eckert and Ronnie Johnson once again in a battle.
Hey, that was Gary Stewart that banked the wall down here. We got parts flying off of the 32 car. Debris between 3 and 4. Off Jim Rarick. There's debris down there. It's high in the bank.
Big pack of cars about a half a straightaway ahead of the leader.
Rick Eckert going up.
Eckert has stopped on the back straightaway. And we're going to have a caution come out as Rick Eckert is posting around turn 3.
I think, I don't know if something happened to the car. He wanted to point out the debris. Wayne, there's a lot of debris up between 3 and 4. Now the caution's drawn. Let's see what the ruling is.
I think the caution did come out for the 24 car. And
parts are off the 32R of Jim Rarick. That is what Eckert's pointing out.
Well, I think Eckert is pretty much disabled right now, probably with axle problem or rear end problem, something of that nature. I don't think he had an engine problem. The car simply just coasted down the back straightaway.
Coming around the 84 car and 32. The 84 of Roger Best banged up pretty good.
There's been some contact among several cars on the track right now.
Rick Eckert is coming off, and if he can go, he's as sure to spot as he had second fast time. They are picking the debris up now.
Eckert will have to have a push on into the pits.
Turn number 4.
Schleifer run 4th.
Oh, Joe running 3rd.
Or
4th and 5th.
5th. Joe running 4, Schleifer in both number 9. Johnson may have Knowles coming out of 4 and private side.
Now Knowles pulls out the 3-4 car length straightaway lead.
Here comes Jimmy Mars.
Straightaway, rather.
Really get in the corner, Danny. Right now, this is all Wade Knowles.
Now, Wade Knowles has kind of got away from Ronnie a little bit. Ronnie trying to close up on him. Ronnie is currently in 2nd spot. Jimmy Mars running 3rd. Mike Jewell. And then the Sleeper followed by the 71R Rod Conley.
Ronnie may have him here. Ronnie held him off again out of 4th. Ronnie sticks that nose under there, but Knowles holds him off.
though, to try to pass him. That's where he loses ground.
That's where Nose is holding him off and pulling away from him. Nose getting a real good bite up high.
White flag out for Wade Knowles as the motor is through turns 1 into 2. Ronnie Johnson about 15-20 car lengths behind him, and then it's almost that distance back to the third place car of Jimmy Mars. Knowles, near the wall coming out of 4, crosses the flag stand, checker flag out for Wade Knowles. Ronnie Johnson finishes second. There's the 28 of Jimmy Mars. Those three will transfer. Mike Jewell, Rod Conley, the 24 car of H.E. Vineyard came across in 6th spot.
We've got 6 set for the feature, and well, we know we've got 8 because Bloomquist, either 00 off Booper Bear, the 77 of Robbie Starnes to the outside, the 33 of Al Perky, the 75 of Terry Phillips, Billy Moyer Jr. in the 21 car, the 16 of Tony Izzo Jr., the 10A of Audie McWilliams, the 7 of Frank Reber, the 54 of Mike Head, 00 of Mark Barber running a Rayburn car, the 11M of Rusty Meisner, the 17 of a local boy from Martin, Kentucky, Shannon Thornsberry, the 27 of Jerry Radetsky, the 5 of Tony Marks, 1A of Charlie Schwartz, 53 of Ray Cook, the 114 of Joe Johnson, G14 of Ray Godsey, the 25 of Andy Ginsman, and racing out of Martin and also Prestonsburg, Kentucky, as I guess would be, either of those would be his home base, is Paul David Harris. I think we've got 1 to go here, Wayne. The pace truck will come off.
Got 2 cars that have been put to the tail. The 27 car
and the G14. G14's Ray Godsey.
Also the 27
Jerry Radetsky.
Yeah. Probably a little bit late getting to the staging lanes. And
well, Godsey didn't lose a lot as he was starting 18. It's hard to get through a field in 15 laps, especially with the caliber of cars we have here.
Well, I'm curious to see how Charlie Schwartz will do.
Booper
Bear back there in the 8th row.
Booper Bear is going to start them this time.
Alongside Robbie Starnes as they come through 3 into 4. We'll get a start.
Man, they are bunched up top. Got out a little out of shape in 2, straightened it up. Schwartz banged the wall hard in 3.
Coming around for lap number 2, it is Booper Bear, 77 of Starnes, and Billy Moyer Jr. currently in 3rd.
Is flying up through there, Wayne, and he has to have some damage. He hit the wall hard in 3. That right rear panel, he hit it again.
Charlie Schwartz is moving up to the 10th spot. He's got a long ways to go, though, to try to make it up there. We've got a battle up front now as Moyer has gone into 2nd and pulls up against Booper Bear.
Moyer all over Bear, and he dives underneath him. Billy Moyer will go to the front. Terry Phillips is running 3rd. Phillips is looking underneath Bear in turn 4. He's right up on him. Moyer checked out.
car into the wall. That's Audie McWilliams, I believe, in the 10 car, and he collects it.
We're halfway through, Wayne. Cross flags, halfway through.
Charlie Schwartz trying to make it around that 10 car of Audie McWilliams. McWilliams hit the wall, has got some damage, but he's still pretty strong. Schwartz trying to go underneath him with a slide move, coming through 3 and 4, and Charlie picks up the spot. Got the 00 of Mark Barber ahead of him.
The 75, that's Terry Phillips. That third spot, Booper Bears holding on to it. Warriors coming up on left. He's going to, first car he'll be golf here will be the 25.
Moyer now has contact with one of the lap cars. And Phillips is gaining on Moyer.
Moyer trying to get around Shannon Thornsberry. And we'll do so in turn 1.
And Phillips is right behind him trying to follow that lead. Only a couple laps to go. Here in heat race number 3. White flag comes out for Billy Moyer Jr. He crosses underneath the flag stand.
Terry Phillips runs second, Booper Bear third. We've got several cars, Wayne, that have just hit it.
Billy Moyer Jr. out of 4 and under the flag stand takes the checkered, followed by Terry Phillips. Then it's a wild bag. Booper Bear just now coming underneath the flag stand. Starnes finishes 4th.
Terry Phillips and Booper Bear will advance.
3 more have made it into the 27th.
Off Steve Smith to the outside. Row 2 will be Earl Pearson Jr. And the 15 car off Stevie Francis to the outside in row 2. Stevie, the defending Stars champion and currently leads in points again this season. We have the B12 off Kevin Weaver, the 99 off Donnie Moran. Donnie Moran, I think Donnie's won this 3 times, hasn't he, Wayne?
You're absolutely right.
Then we have Jesse Lay. Running alongside him will be the Cowboy John Gill, the 11 car of Jerry Bowersock, 68, the Hitman Tim Hitt. He races out of Weston, West Virginia. The 8 car of Roddy Troyer. Alongside him will be Steve Barnett in the 89, the 112 of Jeff Napper, the S44 of Scotty Earl, the 52 of Scott Sexton, the 1 car of Ronnie Fisher Jr., the 28 of Kevin Claycomb. Driving the 7-up car this weekend is Gary Green, the 2 car of Steve Cornelius, and the 01 of Jack Pennington. So Carrier in an excellent spot here on the pole, Wayne, if he can hold some of these cars off, but he's got Weaver, Stevie Francis, Donnie Moran.
But he's got Steve Smith to run extremely well up here in June at the Dream Race. Had a good finish there, I believe, in the Dream Race. And
but he can get a good jump. He's where you need to be. He's on the pole.
Earl Pearson Jr. from Florida, who picked up a win early in the season down in Florida, one of the first races of the year.
As we're already up, we're ready to start at heat race number 4. Doesn't take long to clip them off here, does it? Does it seem to you, Wayne, like the track may be getting a little faster?
I think it's getting a little bit slicker. You see the cushion moving up near the wall, I think, in turn.
It is.
Between 3 and 4 there, right against the wall.
You're exactly right. Between the turns, it's right up against the concrete.
That's the place to run. If you've got the nerve to run up against that wall, that's the fastest place on the racetrack right now. I think you'll see Donnie Moran doing that here.
The key is if you've got the nerve.
If you've got the nerve.
Because the cushion is about 6 inches off the wall, and between 3 and 4. Well, look at the cushion down here between 1 and 2. It's about the same. If you can get up there, as Wayne said, if you've got the nerve to run up there, that's the quickest way around this track. Courier and Smith, as Smith will take the lead. And here comes Moran. 3 wide out of 4. Here's your leader. Moran runs side by side with Eddie Courier Jr.
On the first lap there, Eddie Courier had to check up, and Stevie Francis had to check up, and that cost him because he lost 2 spots.
We've got a spin out in between 3 and 4. 33 cars. Let's see, Wayne, that's Jesse Lay. He's sideways down here between 3 and 4. That will bring the caution.
33 car sits there.
Jesse Lay, he lost it down halfway between 3 and 4. And call as Eddie Courier has been placed in front of Donnie Moran.
So Steve Smith, Eddie Courier Jr., Donnie Moran, John Gill, Steve Francis, Tim Hitt, Earl Pearson Jr., Kevin Weaver, who's 11 there, Bowersock, Jerry
Bowersock. Good cars in this one. Moran looks low on Courier. He's got him. He is about to pick Smith off.
Steve Smith had to slow up there, and
John Gill moves into 3rd.
Yeah. Donnie Moran pulling away now from Steve Smith. I think Smith has got a handling problem with that car. But John Gill pulling up near him. Well, the caution's out now.
Caution came out for the 2 cars. 2 got sideways.
Steve Cornelius.
He's running so low, Wayne, when he goes in the turns, it's soft. It seems to be slowing Stevie up.
But now he's going to try the high side there and see if he can gain some ground.
As it's all Donnie Moran and John Gill.
They've got a straightaway lead on the 3rd place battle there between Smith and Francis, and Tim Hitt in the mix now. Kevin Weaver pulls up the challenge. Timmy Hitt now pulls alongside Steve Francis.
Halfway, this time under. As Kevin Weaver, the Flatlander, he's right up there with him. He's going to pick Hitt off.
Among those 4 cars there is for the final transfer spot out of heat race number 4.
Boy, Francis better let it go if he's going to get around Smith here. Look, coming low on Francis. As Kevin Weaver.
Caution is out. We've got a car that has 2 cars down in turn. Is that John Gill down there?
That is John Gill. He got in to, I can't see the number on the other one.
That's the 01 of Jack Pennington.
They got together hard down between turns 1 and 2.
Pennington looks like he's going to be all right, but now John Gill looks like his car may have a lot of damage to it.
Well, Pennington was being last run going. He was really hooked here this evening. Well, he's on the hook now.
He and the 99 car of Donnie Moran were straight away ahead of the 3rd place battle that was going on the track.
That'll move Stevie Francis up into that 3rd spot. Right behind him will be Tim the Hitman Hitt. And Kevin Weaver. They'll move Courier up into the 6th spot. Of course, Eddie Courier Jr. started on the pole. Looks like Gill's done for the evening, doesn't it?
Yeah, he is done. Car's got a lot of damage to the side of it there.
And he got caught up there. He was involved. It was a car that he was lapping. That was Pennington. down low, and it looks like it's still a little bit too soft down there. When he goes in low and hits the real soft stuff, he's losing some valuable time.
Well, Stevie's going to have a hard time holding Tim Hitt off because Tim Hitt's got faster as this race has progressed. We're about ready to go back to green.
And they both have to worry about Kevin Weaver. If Stevie can clear Smith, which he does, good jump. And Smith is going to be shuffled. Well, Francis tags the wall in turn 2. Boy, they're shuffling spots now.
Tim Hitt shuffled all the way back to 7. Jerry Bauer starts cutting around him. Kevin Weaver, the winner in that little shuffle, as he's currently sitting in 2nd spot.
Donnie Moran coming up on the 33 car to put him down a lap. Weaver and Stevie Francis, your top 3 right now. '33 of Jesse Lay is the last car that's in there, Wayne, I believe. And, yeah, he's the one that's banged up here.
You're right, as Kevin Weaver puts him down a lap. A couple more laps to go in this heat race. Continues to be Donnie Moran. He's got a straightaway lead over Weaver.
Next car, he just put down
Steve Cornelius.
Steve Cornelius.
Yeah. White flag comes out for Donnie Moran. Under the flags down now, Kevin Weaver. And Stevie Francis is now coming by. Wins it. Weaver comes across 2nd spot. Stevie Francis has transferred in 3rd spot. And a shuffle there. Stevie Smith, Tim Hitt, Jerry Bowersock, and Steve Barnett. Those 4 through 7 cars are the cars that will transfer on to the consolation race.
From the high banks of Eldora Speedway, Barry Boyd along with Wayne Fugit. Starting on the pole in the 1 car, the Dunn Benson Ford of Clint Smith. To the outside, the F1 Flintstone Flyer Mike Duval, from Calpin, South Carolina. The 12 car, who's really been on a roll, that's Rick Auckland. The 29 of Darrell Lanigan. The 89 of Marshall Green. The 31 of Skip Arp. Skip was real fast last night. The 17 car of Greg Williams. 12 of Brian Stinson. The 4 car of John Lawhorn. The 1B of Jerry Rice. 91 of Brian Dunaway. 71C of R.J. Conley. The 1X of Steve Koziski. The 9 of Billy Drake. 7 of Tony Carden. The 5 of Leslie Essery. The 99 car of Dennis Partridge. The C9 of Steve Casebolt Jr., the 222 of Mike Boland, and the 6 of Jeff Trees. So the car last night that was really getting around this track was Skip Arp. He was awfully impressive. As Pace Truck will come off this time around, and Clint Smith will start them. Clint Smith runs the number 1 Dunn Benson Ford. Runs out of Georgia. Rick Auckland, Fargo, North Dakota, right up in tight in the back of it. And we're under green. Cars are going to clear 1 and 2 cleanly as the Flintstone Flyer goes to the front. That may be short-lived as here comes Darrell Lanigan.
Almost had him that time, Barry, coming out of turn 2. Now we got a big shuffle of cars back there around 10th spot.
Lanigan picked him off here, Wayne, in turn 4. So it's Darrell Lanigan. Mike Duval, the Flintstone Flyer, runs second. Running third is Clint Smith. Rick Auckland runs fourth. We're getting a little bit of dust up here now.
Caution is out now. 17 car Greg Williams here on the front straightaway is having some problems. I think he tapped the wall coming out of fourth.
A lot of dust down there now, Wayne, starting to build up. They're running that cushion up so high. The cushion is very, very narrow. The only place that it's even noticeable that there's any width at all to it is coming out of 4 and out of 2. Other than that, the straight and between the turns, you have to put it right up against the wall.
And Darrell Lanigan, I think Duval may have come out there the best with that caution because Lanigan was running away with the race.
He was, as he was pulling away from the Flintstone Flyer, Mike Duval from Calpin, South Carolina. Darrell Lanigan races out of Florence, Kentucky. Darrell runs some bush races. Sitting in that third spot is the 31 car. I thought that possibly that's Skip Art, but I didn't see him pick Clint Smith off. I guess he did. Skip Art runs third, Clint Smith fourth, and Rick Auckland fifth.
We're ready to get started once again. Lanigan will take off right about now. There he goes.
Good jump. Clint Smith turns that thing sideways. 3 wide between 1 and 2. 3 wide. Rick Auckland caught in the middle. He's going to be shuffled way back.
Auckland shuffled. He lost 1 spot. Back to 6th now.
Lanigan pulling away from Duval. Skip Arp holds on to the 3rd spot.
R.J. Conley nearly into the wall there. He's battling with the 89 car.
R.J. does tag the wall. He's trying to get through. And he bangs big pile up down between 1 and 2. As I can't see, Wayne, what number he got into the yellow car.
I think it's the 89 car, Marshall Green, that he had been battling with. Not sure if that's the only 2 cars down there. I believe it is, though, because they had John Lawhorn mixed up with them, and Lawhorn's still circling the track.
So Conley tags him pretty good down between turns 1 and 2.
Conley had an ill-handling race car. It looked maybe as if he was
he
about to get a flat.
He tagged the wall, Wayne, over here between 3 and 4.
It took that wreck about a half a lap to happen because you could see it in the making all the way down the front straightaway.
He's still out there.
Marshall Green still sitting there in turn number 2.
Marshall Green will need a tow. Well, now the car is moving. R.J. Conley races out of Wheelersburg, Ohio. Your leader, Darrell Lanigan. Flintstone Flyer Mike Duval runs second. Skip Arp third. Clint Smith a solid 4th.
Well, Clint Smith's not on the racetrack. That's the 12 car there. Clint Smith's gone into the pits, I believe, Barry. I don't see him out there.
It is. I just noticed that it was a white car, and Clint has left the track. So that's the 12 car of Brian Stinson. I didn't see Clint leave. Wayne, did you see, anything happen to the car?
I know that he lost a couple of spots there right before the caution came out and may have developed some kind of problem with the race car. I'm not sure.
Well, that's Brian Stinson now running in the 4 spot.
Now Clint Smith comes out. Evidently he had a flat. He's coming trying to get back out onto the racetrack.
Okay, Clint Smith did have a flat, and he has returned to the track.
And we'll go green. Next full lap back around, we'll get the green flag. Darrell Lanigan once again had started to pull away from Mike Duvall.
Duvall, a regular at Cherokee Speedway down in Gaffney. We've seen him ride down there. I would say if he has a home track, that would be it. Of course, Cowpen, South Carolina, just a very short distance from Cherokee. As Lanigan starts them. Trying to take that second spot. Duvall's going to hold him off. Right now it's all Darrell Lanigan.
Lanigan once again out to about a 20-25 car length lead.
That third spot. Working on him for the third.
Stinson are trying to take over
exactly third. Stinson right there on Skip Hart.
And he goes around him easily.
Hart comes back, and they run side by side. Hart has regained the third spot. Good battle for that third transfer spot. And now it looks like Skip Hart may take second as he runs side by side with Mike Duvall. Flyer. Now Stinson back up. He picks Hart off. Hart comes back on him to hold the third spot. We've got a mess down here as Stinson bangs the wall between 1 and 2. Then he gets clipped by, is that the 2 car?
It is the 2 car.
Big pile up down here between 1 and 2 as Stinson tagged the wall. And the 2 car of...
I don't think Stinson
at all very happy at. That must have been
what
Mike.
Transpired.
Was that Mike Bolin that tagged him?
That's who it was. Bolin tried to run extremely low down the racetrack, and there simply wasn't enough for Stinson. Also, the 1 car, I believe, of Kozlowski has been taken into the pits on 2 separate incidents. Kozlowski going off the back straightaway. Mechanical problem. Stinson, though, was collected in the accident between turns 1 and 2. And we are just about set to go back to green flag racing. Darrell Lanigan the leader. Mike Duvall currently in second. Skip Hart, the 31 car, is in third.
Car out of Omaha, Nebraska, back up off of the racing surface on the back straightaway.
Rick Auckland in 4th. Race has pretty much belonged to Darrell Lanigan, this heat race, for the matter. The battle has been for 2nd and 3rd, and Lanigan once again will start them on the back straightaway.
Tough break there down between 1 and 2. Completely the class of this one as he's just getting away from Duval.
Got a real battle as Skip Arp's trying to hold on to 3rd spot. He's got a battle there, and Rick Auckland's pulling up there. One of the cars into the wall. Comes back out of it, though.
Continues to be Lanigan against on flyer Mike Duval. Looking low, looking for that 3rd spot. Is Skip Arp. And right after him is Rick Auckland. There's a lap car up between Duval and Skip Arp.
White flag coming out this time by for Darrell Lanigan. Duval nearly hits the wall coming through 4th. Comes by, he's the winner, and here's the battle coming to the stripe for 3rd spot.
That was Skip Arp. The other car was a lap down. I believe the one car was a lap down, Wayne.
No, the one car was your finish, or 3rd place finisher there. That's Jerry Rice, 1B car.
Wayne, we're going to have some real good cars in that B main. As Rick
I think you're right there as well.
Some of those cars. But let's give you the lineup for the 6th heat here as it is making the pace lap. Starting on the pole will be the 45 off Gary May, the 0P off Chris Patterson, 27 off Bob Pullman, the G1 off David Gibson. David Gibson ran very well here last night. The 72 off Racing John Mason. The 00 off Reddy Smith, the favorite of everyone. We're underway. And Shane Yoder, Steve Shaver in the 30 car, Roger Long, Johnny Barnhart, Dan Sturgeon, Curtis Roberts, Johnny Johnson, Eddie Ickrick, Dick Potts, Rick Stone.
Patterson into the wall.
Patterson tags the wall. Still running.
May's your leader, followed by Patterson, then John Mason. That's your top 3. Coming around for lap number 2. 27 car, Bob Pullman Jr. is currently now in 3rd. Bob Pullman is taking over now, going for a 2nd spot.
Right now, Gary May is just checking out on the field. Good battle for a 2nd. Chris Patterson and the 27 of Bob Pullman.
Pullman now slides up into the 2nd spot in front of Patterson. And Mason now trying to look to the outside of Patterson. They come out of 4, nearly 3 wide there. David Gibson in on the act. Caution comes out. And I think it is.
It's a drive line, Wayne, laying right here on the front straight. Someone lost the drive line.
I think it's from the leader.
I believe it is out of Gary May's car, but you can see it laying right here down the front straight, the drive line.
Have your attention, please. Mike Renderly.
It is from May as he's coasting into the pits. That'll put Bob Pullman, I believe, back up in the lead.
That'll put Freddie Smith up within striking distance, too. He needed that. As we talked a little bit last night, too. David Gibson was awfully fast here last night. And he is again tonight.
Be Bob Pullman I don't know if Patterson belongs there in the second. Yeah, I think he does. Patterson, John Mason, David Gibson. I think it's Shane Yoder, the 8 car, then Freddie Smith,
Steve Shaver.
Steve Shaver. Donnie Barnhart. And we're just about ready to go back green.
And we are under the green. 6-heat race. Bob Coleman trying to hold off Chris Patterson. Patterson's going to get underneath him out of turn 2. Your new leader, Coleman runs second. John Mason, and here comes Freddie Smith. Freddie Smith all over John Mason right now.
Well, Shane Yoder gets under Freddie Smith and nearly picks him off.
It looks as if Freddie's going to make his move right now.
Patterson got out of place there, and Mason got into the rear of him, and that's allowed Freddie to catch back up with him. Stevie Shaver in the 30 car now moving up.
Steve Shaver is flying up through that field. Chris Patterson has just moved back to third as Racing John Mason runs second. Your leader, and now Freddie Smith looks strong at Patterson, and he has that third spot.
Shane Yoder goes around Patterson, see if he can hold him through the turn here, and Yoder banks it off the wall and cuts low, and Yoder's in 4th spot.
We're halfway through. Good racing. Mason, Freddie Smith, your top 3.
I think there's a battle developing between John Mason and Bob Pullman too, because Mason made a real quick run on him there, and then he's coming back at him once again.
Shane Yoder is still right up there on Freddie Smith too, Wayne.
Freddie against the wall and Yoder up against him.
They're strung out single file down the back straight as they come into turn 3. Steve Shaver banks it off turn 3.
Mason almost had Pullman. Now he's going to try it low on him. Pullman cuts him off. I think the white flag coming out this time by.
As Yoder and Smith both bust the wall.
2 laps to go.
White flag will be shown this time around.
John Mason is taking over the lead. Bob Pullman Jr., Freddie Smith, and Shane Yoder as they take the white flag. Steve Shaver running 5th. Mason pulling away now from Pullman. Right away.
The big race now is Freddie doesn't seem to be handling well, and he's going to have to hold off Shane Yoder. Steve Shaver banks the wall hard in 3. That's going to do it as your winner, Racing John Mason. Coleman will finish second, Freddie Smith third. We're back to Eldora for the B main to set the field, and in the B main we'll have on the front row to pick them Wendell Wallace and Rod Conley up there. Second row. We'll pick them up as they come around.
That'll be Starnes and Steve Smith. Row 3 looks like Skip Arp and Shane Yoder. And you got Mark Vineyard, Bob Pierce, Tim Hitt, Steve Schaefer. Hard to tell on the back straightaway now. I see the 11 car Jerry Bowersock, 12 car Rick Auckland. The 71 car Don O'Neill.
Eddie Carrier is out there.
See the 00 Mark Barber.
Wayne, this B main is just like a star show.
It certainly is. The 4 car of John Lawhorn, 89 car of Steve Barnett, the 1 car of Eddie Harrier Sr., Charlie Schwartz, R.J. Conley, and I think that's the 7 car there of Earl Pearson Jr.
So the 71C of Rod Conley, or that's RJ, I believe, in the 71C, isn't it? RJ will start he'll start in the back row alongside Charlie Schwartz. So we'll bring you the added bonus here of the B main to set the field. Then after this one, we'll have a short intermission while the cars make final adjustments for the feature.
The 4 come out of this, right, Barry?
4 cars will transfer, top 4. And Wallace starts them out of turn number 4.
Not going to be a start. They started a little bit too quick.
Yeah, Wendell got a jump there. Wendell Wallace jumps the start, so we'll have a complete restart. So some real good metal back in the pack in this one, in the B main.
Into 4, or 3 rather, coming into 4 now, and we're about ready to start them one more time. Looks like a good start.
Yeah, real good start. Rod Conley jumps to a lead as Wendell Wallace will fall in on him down the back chute. That's Steve Smith running 3rd, I believe, Wayne, into the wall in turn 3. That'll bring a caution.
The 8 car of Shane Yoder.
As Shane banged the wall hard between 3 and 4. If you look up there now, especially look between 3 and 4, there is no cushion.
Absolutely. Of course, it may redevelop again, Barry, because they have watered the track and rolled the track in a little bit more. Shane Yoder, I thought he had a car that may have been able to transfer, and he's frustrated right now sitting down there in his car at the entrance to the front straightaway.
The right rear is flat
Well, he's got front end suspension damage there in the steering.
They are starting single file, so we got 1 lap in. And Rod Conley will start them. Wendell Wallace up tight on him. Steve Smith hanging in that 3rd spot. Darn runs 4th.
The field's going to have to get bunched up because they're
spread out all the way around the track.
A long way around the track. Only 1 car dropped down. 23 cars here on the... Started with 24, now we have 23. Conley starts them on the back straightaway.
Rod Conley's going to hold him off. Smith can get a run on Conley. We got a big pile up down here at Schwartz. No, he's going to keep it going, I believe. No, caution's out as Schwartz spun between turns 1 and 2. The car is moving. And now we've got a car pitting. That's Skip Arp.
Skip Arp. I think that's what brought the caution out. Skip Arp in the pits. I don't see any damage.
It looks like Skip's got a right front cut down.
I think it may be something just a little bit more terminal than that because he's going kind of gingerly through the pits. He's not in any kind of hurry, so.
Well, can you imagine a B main with Steve Shaver at the end of the field? Right back, you do.
Bottom 10 race cars, that's on. Final 10, rather.
Wendell Wallace starts it.
Pierce now trying to go around Starnes.
Bob Pierce is really coming hard. Tall, cool one. Let it go. And he's trying to pick off Starnes. He's going to have to clear him to get to Steve Smith. Oh, we got a pile up down here. Heavy damage. Steve Shaver.
Earl Pearson Jr. looks like has hit the wall. Hard lick to the wall.
He and Shaver got together. Shaver's still running, but the other car, that's the 7 car, Wayne. Well, Shaver is going in too. So I think both of them are.
Bob Pierce is on for the 3rd spot. He moved into 4th. Now he's trying to get around Steve Smith.
He wants that transfer spot. He's got him, I believe. He may have him coming out of 4 side by side. Going to hold him off. Pierce gets that run down the back straight. This time he could clear him coming out of 4. He's going to feed him in the corner. And down the back straight is where Pierce is strong, so he has taken the 3rd spot. Now he's after Rod Conley. When he's got heavy damage to the right side of that 12 car. Good battle for 2nd between Rod Conley and Bob Pierce.
Car on the move right now is the 68 of Tim Head. He's in 5th. Now he's going for 4th, Larry.
He may be as fast as any car out there right now. Rod Conley. Looks like right now Steve Smith may be holding him up. And Ted is all over him. Rod Conley, and we've got a car pitting.
Very wide hit went around Smith on the outside coming through 4. Tim hits in the transfer position.
Pierce may have Wallace coming out of 4 as they're side by side. Now here comes Tim Hitt after Rod Conley. White flag this time. And Hitt looks low on Conley. Conley's going to hold him off out of 2. What a race.
Your winner, Wendell Wallace, Bob Pierce,
and Rod Conley.
Tim Hitt, and those 4 will transfer on to the feature race.
Starnes was right there, so was Smith. Going to be main as you will ever see. So the field is set. The cars that will be in our 100 lap feature.
I've watched it grow for the past 43 years to what you see today, and growth will continue.
Wayne, they going to start 24? Start 24 cars?
Boys and girls, here is your starting field for tonight's 1997 27th Annual World 100. We will start in position number 24. The driver hails from Weston, West Virginia. He drives the red number 68 rocket chassis powered by a Dream engine and sponsored by Avco. Would you please put your hands together for Tim Hitt? Our next driver hails from Wheelersburg, Ohio. He will start in position number 23. He drives the rocket chassis, Drain racing engine powered, Hoosier tire, Carrera shocks, Weld wheels, sponsored number 71. Ready to give the command.
We're back at Eldora for the 100 lap feature, and the lineup as we gave it to you. The order has just been given as the engines have been fired. Starting on the pole, we'll run through them quickly for you again, is Racing John Mason, Darrell Lanigan to the outside. Row 2, Donnie Moran and Billy Moyer Jr. Row 3, Ronnie Johnson. Miller to 7M, the Miller car to the outside of him. Dale McDowell in the 17M. Running alongside him will be the 28M of Jimmy Mars. The 75 of Phillips in the 5th row. To the outside, Kevin Weaver in the B12. Row 6, the Flintstone Flyer, Mike Duval. To the outside of him, the 27 of Bob Pullman. Row 7, the B4 of Blackjack Bob. To the outside, the 9J of Mike Jewell. Row 8, the 00 of Booper Bear. To the outside, the 15 of Stevie Francis. Row 9 is the 1B of Rice. To the outside of him, the 00 of Freddie Smith. Row 10, the 0 car of Scott Bloomquist. To the outside, the 24 of Rick Eckert. Row number 11 is the 6M of Wendell Wallace. Alongside him will be the 32 of Bob Pierce. The 70, the final row, row number 12 to end your field of 24 cars will be the 71R of Rod Conley, and alongside him the 68 car of Tim Hitt. Pace truck is on, and cars are Rick Austin is who you're talking about, absolutely. Some beautiful cars out making the laps around. Now they run 4 wide in the parade lap. You just have to see this. Awesome. 24 of the greatest cars you will ever see, and greatest drivers that will ever strap in. It's kind of breathtaking, Wayne, seeing these cars go around 4 wide.
Always is.
Turn number 3, up on your feet and start making noise. Salute the drivers that have put on the show.
As the crowd, and it is a capacity crowd.
Turn number 4, it's your turn now. Let's get them fired up and ready to go.
As we're almost ready to rumble.
As they come around.
Now they fall back into double file.
John Mason, Darrell Lanigan will start them on the front row.
Fail to, of course. We're being given, I think we're being given 1 to go, aren't we?
You're absolutely right. A half a lap until we'll see the start of the 27th annual World 100. $30,000 of Earl Boss's money awaits them.
Late model race in America, the World 100. John Mason, Darrell Lanigan on the front row.
The one that everyone wants to win. As Racing John Mason will start them. Cars tightly bunched. Mason gets on the throttle, and here we go. Billy Moyer quickly trying to get through there. Here comes Donnie Moran to the front.
Mason drops to 4th. It is Darrell Lanigan on the point. Billy Moyer Jr. currently 2nd. Donnie Moran 3rd. And then John Mason and Ronnie Johnson as they come by for lap number 1.
They fly around this track. Billy Moyer Jr. looks high on Darrell Lanigan. He's not going to clear him there. Donnie Moran looks low. We're going 3 wide out of turn 4. Now Moran and Moyer run side by side. Moran gets a little out of shape. Straightens it up as Moyer holds on to 2nd. Here comes Ronnie Johnson in that 5th spot.
Cars just about all single file now, all the way around the track. They'll stretch halfway around the track. They come back around 4 laps complete. It is Darrell Lanigan, Billy Moyer Jr., Donnie Moran, John Mason, Ronnie Johnson, Matt Miller, 17 cars, Dale McDowell, Jimmy Mars, Terry Phillips, Kevin Weaver, Jack Boggs, Steve Francis.
3 wide again as they do clear turn number 4. Darrell Lanigan, Billy Moyer Jr. all over him. Donnie Moran tries to stick a nose up under Billy Moyer. It's not going to work. He throws it in hard in 3. He may have him coming out side by side. Billy Moyer holds him off. Again, Moran throws that nose underneath him. And they tap. Moran gets out of shape. Now Moyer sets his sights on Darrell Lanigan.
Top 5 cars have pulled about a half a straightaway length away from the 6th place car of Matt Miller. About 4 or 5 laps, we may see some lap traffic come into play as Donnie Moran tries to make a move once again on Billy Moyer Jr.
That's a battle that's been shaping up as they run side by side. Now Moyer has about 10 car lengths on Moran. Right there is Mason. Then we have Ronnie Johnson running 5th.
75 car Terry Phillips had a scrape with the wall there, and Jimmy Mars trying to take over that spot.
We got a pass here, Wayne, down the back straight. John Mason just got around Moran. Billy Moyer. Darrell Lanigan continues to lead. 5-car breakaway. it up a little bit on Darrell Lanigan as Lanigan comes up on the 71R of Rod Conley. We have got some banging back through the field. Scott Blomquist trying to get around Freddie Smith.
Blomquist and Smith, neither one have really made any kind of move toward the front. Now, Rick Eckert running with Blomquist and Smith, and they're just a little ways ahead of the leaders.
Darrell Lanigan, he's being held off by Rod Conley. Now Lanigan will clear him low. Lanigan dealing with lap traffic. Shooting underneath him is Billy Moyer. Here comes Mason. Next car to be picked off will be Wendell Wallace. And Lanigan going low on Wallace. Wallace is going to hold him off. Moyer to the inside. We've got a lead change. Side by side, out of 4. Lanigan holds him off. Lanigan trying to split traffic. He's having trouble with Wallace. Clears him. He also picks Booper Bear off. Okay, here comes Moyer. Moyer also clears the traffic. Mason trying to get through. Donnie Moran trying to get through as Billy Moyer Jr. right up on Darrell Lanigan. And Freddie Smith is pulled up. He's got a cut tire. That'll bring a caution. Caution flies as Freddie Smith, I believe he's got a cut tire on probably front left. I didn't see any contact. Did you, Wayne?
No, but the car does show contact. The right rear quarter panel and the left front corner of the car shows some damage. I'm not sure. Freddie was racing in a pack with Scott Blomquist. I think I see the 9 car of Mike Jewell with some damage to the left rear, so maybe there was some contact with that race car.
Wendell Wallace is pitting.
Well, Wallace went a lap down. He's hurrying into the pits, maybe go on, maybe go to a different tire selection. Freddie Smith, I think there may be something else wrong with that race car besides the flat tire, because he's sitting here right on the front straightaway. Looking for a restart. This time by as Darrell Lanigan does start on the back stretch, and we're back underway.
As John Mason just picked off, well, he was in front of Moran, so that wasn't a lead change, but Ronnie Johnson is coming after Moran.
Moran picked off the 00 of Booper Bear lap car, and Booper Bear's gone into the pits.
Lanigan still holds on to that lead.
Once again, a 5-car breakaway.
Cars are running the exact same line, that being Lanigan, Moyer. Now we've got going trying to get underneath Mason is Moran. It won't work. As they thunder into turn 3, it's still Darrell Lanigan running right up against the wall. Strong down the back straight. Lanigan holds him off through the turn. Top 5 cars running the identical line.
Jack Fox to try to get around Kevin Weaver and couldn't do it. Now Kevin Weaver looking at Terry Phillips down the front straightaway here.
And Scott Bloomquist trying to make a move through the field. He's trying to work on Stevie Francis.
Now Boggs goes around Weaver as Weaver got sideways coming out of turn number 2. Jack Boggs goes up. Looks like he does brush the wall.
Boggs made the sparks fly off the wall in turn 4.
Car seems to be okay. He kept his position in front of Weaver. Jack Boggs currently in the 9th spot now. Weaver is 10th. Scott Bloomquist up to 12th. They're battling Stevie Francis for 12th.
Tried to go low on Mason. Again, he held him off. Lanigan coming up on some heavy traffic.
Scott Bloomquist has picked off Steve Francis, and Scott Bloomquist now looks like his car may be coming to him, Barry. Next one ahead of him is the 28th car of Jimmy Mars, and he's going underneath Jimmy Mars with ease. Well, Mars holds him off that time.
Lanigan closing in on Pierce and Mike Duvall in the Flintstone Flyer. Lanigan got a little bit high. They gave Moyer an opening. He tightens up on him. He's hooked on that bumper right now. He is hooked. And Mason all over Moyer. You could throw a blanket over those three. Looks high.
Moyer hit the wall that time, Barry.
He's trying to clear the Flintstone Flyer, and Lanigan will put him a lap down. Moran slides in front of Mason. As Billy Moyer still tracking Darrell Lanigan. Johnny Moran 3rd. John Mason runs 4th. Ronnie Johnson 5th.
Barry, I don't know how long Donnie Moran can battle with a race car that's he's constantly tapping the wall with, because each and every time around he's nicking the wall. Now Darrell Lanigan had some problems coming out of 2 there. That's allowed Moyer to get up near him. Moyer may try to use a lap car, or a car nearly a lap down of Bob Pierce to try to get around him here.
Lanigan will put Bob Pierce a lap down. Pierce holds him off. And Moyer to the inside. Moyer, your new leader. As Lanigan slips Moyer to the front. The wall, gets it under control. Billy Moyer with about a 15 car length stretches it out 20 on Darrell Lanigan. Good battle there between Mason and Moran.
Top 5 cars are exactly a half a lap ahead of the 6th place car. Moyer with some contact there with Mike Jewell as he went around him, and Lanigan is going to have to try to get around him as well.
Moyer, he'll be catching traffic shortly.
Caution is out.
Let's see what the caution's for. Must be debris. I don't see
68 car, I think, a Tim Hitt on the back straightaway is going into the pits.
So Tim Hitt has taken it into the pits on the back straight. Some of these cars needed that, because especially Steve Francis, Rick Eckert, Billy Moyer was closing in.
I don't think that's what Moyer wanted to see exactly, though, because
he was pulling out, Wayne. He was checking out.
Well, his car is a lot better on hot tires than what he does when his tires cools off. He's gambling with full fuel tire pressure tonight, and He's hoping this will not be a long caution, and I don't think it will.
I can tell you a car that's been right there that is still well within striking distance is the 72 of John Mason.
Well, we had a Mike Jewell goes into the pits, had a 5-car breakaway. They had a half a lap lead over the 6th place car of Matt Miller.
So here's the way they run. It's Billy Moyer Jr., Darrell Lanigan, Donnie Moran. Bob Pierce is a lap down. John Mason runs 4th. Ronnie Johnson 5th. Flintstone Fire a lap down. Rod Conley a lap down. I believe McDowell may be running in the next spot. Then Blackjack Boggs, Scott Bloomquist will pick them up as they come around.
Depending on how long this caution goes, Bert, we may see a lead change here.
Moyer has won the World 100 3 times. So has Moran.
Darrell Lanigan sits between those two cars in 2nd spot, whose biggest hope right now is to pick up a win here tonight, as is about 20 other drivers.
Moran's got a lot of sheet metal damage to the right rear of that car. We've got a car still pulled up down here.
That's Bob Pierce, I think.
Bob Pierce is a lap down.
Yes. Well, I think Bob is trying to confer that he is a lap down.
And going back out onto the track is, can you pick that number up from here?
That's Mike Jewell there in the 9 car, back on the track.
Okay.
Let's see, I think Bob Pierce is going into the pits. He's got a left front that's gone down.
One to go.
They're working on the 32 car, but he's going to. He was already go down another lap, at least 2 probably, as we go back to green.
Here we go. Lanigan looks low on Moyer. 3 wide out of 4. Moyer holds him off.
Ronnie's able to run lower on the track than anybody right now.
Here comes Moran looking for 2nd. As they're really banging the wall in turn 3.
Scott Bloomquist is quickly moving up on Jack Boggs.
He squeezes in between Conley, a lap car, now he's after Boggs. They come out of 4 side by side. Boggs holds him off. Moyer tags the wall in 3. Tagged it pretty hard.
Battle continues. Jack Boggs hits the wall. Jack Boggs in 6th spot. Bloomquist right behind him in 7th.
Moran just went into 2nd spot.
And Jack Boggs is having all kinds of problems.
Lanigan just broke, Wayne. Something's wrong with Darrell Lanigan.
You're absolutely right. Lanigan has slowed here on the front straightaway.
As it's Moyer, Moran,
We will not go to caution, though. Lanigan makes it into the pits.
Moyer, Donnie Moran, John Mason. Running 4th is Ronnie Johnson. 5th is Blackjack Boggs. 6th is Scott Bloomquist. Been a real battle between Blackjack Boggs and Scott Bloomquist. change here. Moran can't clear him. Very shortly they'll be in some extremely heavy traffic.
Moyer hits the wall once again.
Moyer got a little bit out of shape there. Moran right on him. Him inside. Your new leader is Donnie Moran. Moyer's car seems to be going away a little bit. Moran looking to be the first driver ever to win World 100 4 times. Now Moyer comes back. Here comes Scott Bloomquist. He continues to have problems getting around Blackjack Boggs. Good battle there for field. 4 wide out of 3.
Bloomquist goes underneath Boggs, coming through 3 and 4. Side by side coming out of 4, and Boggs holds him off.
Boggs just refuses to let Bloomquist have that line. Now Moran is getting into some heavy traffic. Shoots low. But Tim hit a lap down. Now Moyer will have to deal with it.
Donnie Moran pulls up now behind Bob Pullman Jr., and he'll try to put him a lap down.
Moran is going through the lap traffic. Side by side, Jack Boggs and Scott Bloomquist.
Billy Moyer had a shot there at the lead as Moran got sideways. He tried to get around Pullman and couldn't do it. Now Moran's lost a little something, and Moyer is right on his tail.
For that fifth spot, that has been a battle between Bloomquist and Boggs.
And they have closed on Ronnie Johnson.
Clears Tim hit. He's up within striking distance.
Jack Boggs brushes the wall once again. He was side by side with Ronnie Johnson. We've got a 3-way battle there for the fifth spot.
Is going to clear Boggs. So Bloomquist gets around Blackjack Boggs and he's after Ronnie Johnson. Here comes Boggs back. Out of 4.
Barry, there's some dangerous lap traffic right ahead of the lead. There's about 7 or 8 cars. Some of those cars still on the lead lap, but nonetheless, they're slower than the leaders, and they're going to have to get around them in the next 3 or 4 laps.
Moyer is right back up there on Moran right now. So is Mason. Mason is right there.
Donnie Moran still the leader. Billy Moyer currently is second. John Mason is third. Scott Bloomquist now moved into 4th spot. Ronnie Johnson is 5th, and Jack Boggs is 6th. Donnie Moran finally got around the 27 car of Bob Pullman, and he's got 3 wide racing in front of him.
Jimmy Mars banged up pretty bad. He's going down to the low side of the track.
Moran gets around a couple of cars. That's Rick Eckert and Steve Francis. Let's see, Eckert's going to try to hold him off on the inside. Eckert. Now he's got Kevin Weaver and 75 car car, Terry Phillips, ahead of him. He'll try to go low, 3 wide on those two.
Moran just picking them off.
Moyer is with him, too. 7 car Miller nearly getting into the wall in front of the leaders and holds it off.
He may have a move on Moran here. Moyer glued to him. He's as fast as Moran at this point.
Moran goes underneath Matt Miller. Now tries to get around Dale McDowell as they come out of 4. Look now, but Scott Bloomquist is coming. Scott Bloomquist is third into third place.
He is running third, and he is coming hard. And Bloomquist is flying through the field.
Started, 20th, I believe, and he is up to third.
He did start 20th.
There over Moyer, probably about a fourth of a straightaway.
Bloomquist could get through this lap traffic rather quickly. Moran's not going to get away from him because he is hooked right now.
I think Billy Moyer has a terrible handling race car right now. He's struggling through the turns.
Dale McDowell just waved Bloomquist around. Wayne, he is closing in. Bloomquist is coming. Let's see if Rick Eckert will do battle with him or let him go. Having trouble getting around Rick Eckert. He dives low. Turn 3's where he has made most of his passes.
Got Mike Duval, I believe, that's slowed on the back straightaway. This may bring out a caution as he dives down to the inside of the track. He may be able to make it to the infield. He will make it to the infield. No caution.
Johnson. No, John Mason still up in 4th. Ronnie Johnson 5th. Rick Eckert is giving Bloomquist 5th. He cannot clear him.
Now Moran goes around Phillips, and Phillips banks it off the wall. I think it's going to slide underneath. Eckert's going to let him go by. He does.
The next car Bloomquist needs to pick off is Billy Moyer. As he's up into that 3rd spot. But Donnie Moran is stretching the lead out. Moyer tags the wall between 3 and 4.
Car Matt Miller once again against the wall, coming through 3 and 4, and that's just ahead of the leaders. Donnie Moran coming back up on Rod Conley in the 71R car, about to put him another lap down.
And Scott Bloomquist is ready to make a move on Billy Moyer. He dives low. He may have him. Down the front straight. Moyer holds him off.
Blomquist have to be hoping that the caution flag will wave very soon, because Moran's probably got a half a straightaway length lead over him.
Right now I think Blomquist is the fastest car out there, as Boggs is all over Ronnie Johnson.
Blomquist got around Moyer as Moyer went too high up on the wall.
So now Moyer falls to third, and Blomquist sets his sights on Donnie Moran.
He's come from 20th up to second, and they're two-lap cars, the 7-car of Matt Miller and the 71 of Rod Conley, that separate the leader, Donnie Moran, and the 0-car of Scott Blomquist.
Blomquist is trying to put Conley another lap down. Dives quickly underneath him. Now one car away between him and Moran.
Barry, I think that Scott Blomquist has conserved his tires, and we've got a spin.
Oh, no!
The 7-car spun in front of Blomquist, and Moyer's hooked up into it. Moyer and Blomquist.
What a turn of events.
And I think Blomquist kept it going. Blomquist kept the car going.
Let's see this ruling.
Moyer has stopped on the track, as well as the 7-car. Blomquist comes across in.
Blomquist got caught up in that as the 7-car banged the wall.
Blomquist stayed in second place despite all that happened.
Let's see what the ruling is here, as Scott Blomquist had nowhere to go.
Blomquist took about 3 spins after he was collected by the 7-car.
He doesn't seem to be yellow. Oh gosh, the side is. I didn't think he was torn up that bad.
Yeah, the 7-car came into him, and then the 21-car came into the side of Blomquist. The 21 stopped on the track. Blomquist, though he did not stop on the track, was spinning on the track, pretty much kept it going.
Well, we've got a couple cars going to be put on the hook here. Let's take a real short break, and we'll be right back. Strange turn of events as we have 5 cars on the lead lap. Scott Blomquist now runs second with the entire right side of that car caved in. Your leader, Donnie Moran. Blomquist runs second. Running third is John Mason.
On the restart, Blomquist, Conley lets Blomquist go around him, and he's right on the tail of Donnie Moran.
Jack Boggs now makes a move as he runs 5th. He just cleared Ronnie Johnson, so he's running.
Boggs is 4th and working on 3rd right now. Only 5 cars on the lead lap. Ronnie Johnson being held up a little bit there as he's trying to get around Kevin Weaver.
Boggs hits the wall hard in 3, but he keeps it going. Blomquist, after that crash, has slowed considerably as Moran pulling away from him.
It is Donnie Moran, then Scott Blomquist in the lap car of Rod Conley and Rick Eckert. Also Terry Phillips as Boggs collects John Mason. Both of them bump a little bit, and Mason takes over the spot.
As Boggs has banged the walls in turns 2 and 3 several times.
Boggs got around Mason, and then Mason came back and got it. Now Jack Boggs side by side with him by the front straightaway. Mason leads that lap.
Ronnie Johnson runs 5th. He's the last car on the lead lap.
Donnie Moran's got a straightaway lead over Bloomquist.
Well, Ron, it appears to me, Wayne, after that crash, Bloomquist is a lot slower than he was.
Bloomquist seemed to get faster there the longer he run, and Moran seemed to slow down, so that's going to set up, I think, a pretty good finish. Now Ronnie Johnson right behind Jack Boggs.
Dale McDowell into the wall. He keeps it going. About a half a lap lead now for Moran over Bloomquist. John Mason runs third. Jack Boggs fourth. Ronnie Johnson fifth. Those are the only cars on the lead lap. Moran bids to be the first four-time winner of the World 100.
Moran's starting to show some signs now, Barry, of getting a little bit loose.
Well, Bloomquist he doesn't have much left, I don't think, Wayne, as Dale McDowell has just gone to the pit. John Mason hit the wall hard in fourth. They banged the wall down there between 3 and 4 all evening.
Mason currently in third. He's got 3 lap cars just ahead of him. Separate him from the second place car, Scott Bloomquist. First one he'll have to pick off is Terry Phillips, and he can't do it as they go into the 1 and 2. Jack Boggs pulls up now on John Mason with Ronnie Johnson right behind him.
And Boggs picks off Mason. He'll pick up a spot. Boggs gets into the wall. They race side by side. Boggs will get the spot. He now runs third. Ronnie Johnson right on John Mason.
Donnie Moran stretching the lead out over Bloomquist.
White flag is flying as this time under Donnie Moran. And he will take the checker. Donnie Moran, the first to ever win the World 100 4 times. Finishing second will be Scott Bloomquist. Crossing the line in the third spot will be Blackjack Boggs, fourth John Mason, and Ronnie Johnson will finish fifth. An exciting race it was, as I think Bloomquist may have had a car for him there, Wayne, had he not got caught up down here in turn 2.
I think you're right. I think that Bloomquist had some damage done to that car. Right side had problems with it. You know, Barry, there's been a lot of talk about weigh-ins tonight, more so than normal.
Let's hold on. Yeah, let's wait until we get these weigh-ins.
Bloomquist has got a car that it looks like is
about half a car.
Half a car. I don't see how he drove it around the racetrack.
There was nowhere for him to go.
Bloomquist crossing the scales right now.
We'll wait till we get the thumbs up on Bloomquist's car.
Second spot on the Speedway will be the 0 car of Scott Bloomquist. Third, the 4 car of Jack Boggs. Race to John Mason.
Thumbs up, so Scott Bloomquist is legal. He'll get the second place finish. Now pulling on the scales is Blackjack Boggs.
A lot of people gathered around.
Boggs is legal. He'll finish third. Now the winner, Donnie Moran, pulls up.
Well, race fans, as we get ready to go here with
victory lane ceremony. How about a nice round of applause for all 24 drivers, 45 minutes.
And Moran is legal, so that is your winner. The first time, or the first four-time winner of the World 100, as Jeff Purvis has won it 3 times, so has Billy Moyer. Donnie Moran, this is 4th. Exciting race it was, and Bloomquist appeared to have the stronger car when he got caught up in the incident in turn 2. Then his chances were completely lost. Blackjack Boggs was probably, had he gotten through a little quicker, he may have had a shot at him, Wayne.
Well, Boggs had a problem all night long staying off the wall, as did several of the race cars.
John Mason stayed on the wall down in 3.
A bunch of race cars, as absolutely no cushion whatsoever on the racetrack in the feature race, and it was run up against the wall and tapped the wall, and the 99 car of Donnie Moran pretty much did the same thing, especially early on in the race, as Moran pulls up in front of the stage. Donnie Moran, the winner of the 1997 World 100.
Well, he's got himself out of the car right now.
As Moran puts his fist in the air, we'll wrap it up here from Eldora Speedway. Donnie Moran, your official winner of the 27th Annual World 100. I'm Wayne Fugit for Barry Boyd. We'll see you next time.